Hi there, it's Monica, president of the Guru Intelligence Network here, back on another wonderful Monday, talking about the 5M strategy that Warren Buffett uses to analyze stocks. So today we're talking about our fifth M, which is margin of safety, and we're going to start off by talking about price versus value. It's one that can be a little confusing to some people, so I thought it's a good way to start off this session. So if you are enjoying these videos, please like, share, and subscribe, and keep watching and keep learning, and you'll be able to do this in no time. Now, Warren Buffett, when he talks about price and value, I really love this quote that he said a while back. He says, "Long ago, Ben Graham taught me price is what you pay, value is what you get." Whether we're talking about socks or stocks, I like to buy quality merchandise when it's marked down. So I love this quote because it really does distinguish the difference between price and value. And it also tells us that Warren Buffett likes to buy things on sale. He doesn't like to buy full price or pay full price for anything. And he does like to buy quality merchandise. So that's another two things that we want to look for when we're purchasing stocks. So what's the difference between price and value? Well, what determines price? Well, it's really quite simple. If you've ever taken an economics course, you will have seen this supply and demand curve. And it basically tells you exactly why prices are where they are. So if we have a lot of supply of something, generally we will see a lower price. If we see a low supply of something, but it's in high demand, we'll be seeing a higher price on that item. So the happy medium price would be at the equilibrium point where these two curves intersect, and that would mean that supply matches demand, and so we've got our perfect price there. Anytime that we've got too much supply, then we're going to be seeing producers having too much stuff to get rid of, and that's why their prices go down. If we have too little supply and we have a lot of demand for something, then the prices are going to go up, and that's going to weed out the people who didn't really want it. They won't pay the price for that. And when it comes to value, value is something completely different, actually. And there's actually three types of values that are out there. The first one would be relative value, so the value of how much a product is worth by comparing it to its competitors. So this is something we do all the time when we're buying stuff. It's particularly useful when you're buying real estate or cars. So if you've ever bought a house or a car, you will have gone through a process of looking at the different types of cars and houses that are out there. You're not going to look at just one, you're going to look at many. And then you're going to compare their features and their prices to see what makes sense for you. And then you're going to pay the price for the item that you want. So for example, if you're going out to buy a house, you're not going to look at just one house, you're probably going to look at many houses. And those houses, you're going to compare them to each other based on their features and maybe their condition, their location. And you're going to judge one house from the other. You're going to judge the price on it. So first you're going to decide which one you want, and then you're going to look at its competitors and see where you think the price is, and that's usually what you offer. Sometimes you offer less and hope to get somewhere in the middle, but you're pretty sure you know where the price is. And then absolute value is something a little different. So when we're considering the absolute value of something, we're looking at what we can sell it off for. So if a company goes and liquidates all of its assets, they decide to go out of business, and they sell everything they own, so their machinery, equipment, buildings, even maybe they'll have some intangible assets such as their brand and maybe some patents, that kind of thing. And all of that will be considered an asset, and then you're going to subtract the liabilities that that company has, so any debt owing to creditors will be subtracted from that, and the absolute value will be what's left over. Okay, so that's a really practical way of valuing companies in particular. And then there's the third type of value, and that's the perceived value of an item. So this is a very good way to describe something such as a painting, for example. So if you're comparing maybe a Picasso to a piece of art that's maybe painted by an unknown artist, and they're both very beautiful paintings, but perhaps you will perceive that Picasso as being worth more, have more value, because Picasso is not around anymore. This piece of artwork is very rare and unique. And if you own this piece of artwork, it'll be very exclusive to you. So perhaps your value, your perceived value of that Picasso is more than the perceived value of the one that was made by the unknown artist that just painted it for you and probably can paint you another one. So what's the difference between the two? Well, value investors like to look at buying a business at a discount to their value, not their price. So what's out in the stock market, price-wise, if you start looking at prices of stocks, you'll notice they go up and down all the time, even daily, even by minute, the price of a stock will go up and down. And why is that? Well, it's because the perceived value of the stock changes based on what kind of fears or news stories are going on in the market. However, the value of that business remains the same. So what we are looking to buy stocks at is at a discount to their value. So we need to calculate what the value of that business is. We're going to be using an absolute value strategy when calculating that. And then we, like Warren Buffett, want to buy that stock at a discount. So we like to ideally buy it at 50% discount. However, we will take less if it makes sense. And we will be waiting for that price to meet that value. So you may ask me, Monica, you know, I've calculated the value of this business and I can't seem to get a good price on it. Well, the stock market is a funny thing. It's very emotional, and your stock will eventually go down to your price if you wait long enough. So you do need to be patient. But all you have to do is wait for it to get there. So some event will happen eventually to every company that will bring the price of the stock down. You just have to wait and then be ready to scoop it up when it does happen. And when you do buy it at that price, you'll be laughing because you've bought it at the bottom, and there's only one way for that stock to go, and that's up. Okay, so this is why Warren Buffett makes so much money, because he knows with 99% certainty that that stock is going to make him money. Now, just to give you an example, just in case maybe the price versus value thing isn't quite clear in your mind, I wanted to give you an example of an iPad. So let's say you were in the market to buy an iPad, and you went onto the Apple website to price them out, and you knew exactly which model you wanted. You wanted the 12.9-inch display, and that model was selling for $1,299. And then you're thinking, geez, I don't know if I want to spend that much money on an iPad. You start thinking, you know, is it really worth the value that you perceive? And you start thinking about it. And then a few days later, you go back to the website, and now it's on sale. You can buy this iPad for $1,099 with a $200 rebate. And you're thinking, oh, okay, now that's a good price. I'm going to buy it. So the price of the iPad changed, but did the value of that iPad change? Well, the value of the iPad is the same. It's still a new iPad. not used by anyone else. And the utility of that iPad stays the same. The enjoyment you're going to get out of the iPad stays the same, but you've paid a lower price. So in this case, the value stays the same. The price is not the same. So value does not equal price. Okay, and why did Apple put that iPad on sale? Well, perhaps they misjudged what the demand of their iPad would be, and maybe they had an oversupply of that iPad, and that is why it is on sale. And so that is where the pricing can change. If there was a lot of demand for that iPad and not many of them around, you might actually see that the price of that iPad go up. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. So it's really simple. When you're buying something, buy it for less than it's worth, and then you'll make money. And next week, we will be talking about how to actually calculate the value of your company so that you can determine what price you want to buy it at. So that's one you won't want to miss. I hope you had a really good week, and I will see you next Monday. If you did like this video, please like and share it, and I'll see you again next Monday.